Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So you might notice something different today. I'm actually using my iPhone to record this. As a lot of you know, I'm doing this course, video editing and production.com, and it's for beginners. I myself, I don't claim to be an expert at video editing or any of that stuff. I'm just learning this, and as I learn, I'm teaching daily lessons on how to do very basic editing. So right now we're going to focus on phones, shooting with phones, because a typical smartphone, the capabilities of it's quite incredible these days. I've seen some amazing travel videos done on just an iPhone. So I'm learning about it, I'm getting better at it. I'm shooting all of this on a DJI Osmo mobile, which is a little gimbal, and they're quite incredible. They really steady everything. So yeah, today at the resort, it's just a very typical day right now with the coronavirus going on. We've got very few guests, and every single resort in Costa Rica is pretty much the same. I know the Marriott, which is the nearest like really big name resort, they had to lay off a lot of their staff, and I think a lot of them have just shut down. So one thing we are doing just to take advantage of the situation, let me just show you this. I'm in the swimming pool right now, and as you can see, it's got no water in it. And so this is something that we've been meaning to do for a number of years. I'll get some close-up shots of this, but a lot of the tiles have started to come off on the pool floor. So later on today, tomorrow, I'm going to go to Harco, get some new tiles, and we're going to start to relay a lot of the tiles in this pool. So taking advantage of the situation. So the topic for today is all about when you get stuck in a comfort zone, in a rut. And I just sent out an email about this. By the way, if you're not on my list right now, you're not getting my emails, join my list. There should be a link directly below this video. It's all different content to what you see here on YouTube. But we go through these periods, these slumps, these up and downs where, have you ever noticed for a week or more, you might feel under a lot of pressure, but you're getting things done. You're really moving forwards. You might be on a very important project. You've got an impending deadline coming up, and you're having to work really hard. And when you accomplish that goal, you feel good about it. You feel like, hey, I just made progress. I got something really important done. But then you can have these periods of time where you feel like you're just cruising along. And the analogy that I always give is, it's like you're either treading water or you're swimming forwards. When you're treading water, your legs are moving, you're going and running errands, you're doing things, you're doing busy things, you're doing things that don't really matter in the long run. They're not really benefiting you in the future. But when you are swimming forwards, that's when you're focusing on things that will have long-term payoffs and high leverage activities. And I've just been feeling these last few weeks that in my own life, I'm not swimming forwards enough. So when I feel like that, here's what I always do. I think to myself, how do I put myself in an uncomfortable situation where there's pressure to perform and I have to get the important things done? I don't seek it out because it's uncomfortable. I seek it out because I know that any real big progress in life, in your field, whatever you're involved in, it's usually never comfortable in the very beginning. So that's what I do. I think about, okay, what do I really want to achieve? And then what would the conditions be that I need to put in place for me to achieve that goal? I would have to work harder. How do I create a structure around that where I am working harder, where I'm getting up earlier, where I have more accountability? And one thing that I've always done, I started doing this in my early 20s and I found that it really worked, was I would announce my goals publicly. And you probably heard me talk about this before. But I would actually go on social media or go somewhere where there's an audience of people that I do care about their opinions, and I would tell them, look, these are my goals, this is what I would like to do, and by announcing it and then putting a deadline on it, now I would have real accountability. If I didn't get it done, it wasn't going to look so good. I'm going to just sit down because I'm walking around with this and it's a bit uncomfortable. So let's sit down somewhere. Okay, that's much better. So I was talking about how when you get too comfortable, you've got to put yourself in a situation where you have to perform. You've got to rise to the occasion. And sometimes it can be a really good idea to just announce to people you care about. It could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be people on social media. But you've got to have an audience, because when we know an audience is watching, we all perform better to some degree. When we know that nobody's watching, it's really easy to fool ourselves and to take the easy route. So for example, when the alarm goes off in the morning and no one's watching, it's easy to hit that snooze button. It's very easy to do that. But if you make a commitment to a group of people that you're gonna meet them at the gym, you're gonna be there, or you're gonna meet them at the park to go for a run, now you have an audience, now you have real accountability. So we can leverage the expectations of other people that we create, we put in their heads, we tell them what we're gonna do in order to lift our own performance. And I've done this many times over the past 10 years, and I've told you about it many times too. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. But it's out of everything that I ever did over the last decade, in order to get me to take the necessary actions to perform, there was no more powerful concept than that. Finding an audience, announcing to them what you plan to do, putting in place deadlines, and then having daily targets that you have to provide evidence of to that group of people. I'm going to invite you to join me on this. And this is a 10-day little experiment, okay? So 10 days and you can take part in it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get up every single morning at 5:30 a.m. Now, maybe to you that doesn't sound very extreme, but to me right now in my life, that is pretty extreme, because I've gotten a little bit lazy. I've started sleeping in every day. I've started going to bed later, watching too much Netflix. And I've started just not having enough purpose in my day where I'm focused on accomplishing important things. And it's really easy to do that right now, because while the whole world seems to be mostly shut down and everyone's telling us just to take it easy, stay home, stay in quarantine, it's really easy to not set big goals and work really hard. So that's what I'm gonna do. Every day for 10 days. I'm gonna provide proof of this on social media. It could be Facebook, Instagram. I'll write it below this video, okay? So that's the very first thing I'm gonna do. Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a rule, no Wi-Fi before 11 a.m. No Wi-Fi whatsoever, except to post evidence that I'm doing these necessary actions, which I'm outlaying right now. Okay, so I'll turn my phone on, I'll provide proof, and then it goes off. So the next thing I'm gonna do is every day I'm gonna have 3 hours of concentrated work, 3 hours concentrated work before that 11 a.m. No Wi-Fi rule. So I'll have my workout in the morning after I get up at 5:30 a.m. and then I will work in 1 hour blocks. So there will be 3 1-hour blocks. Each of them will be dedicated to a really important task. These have got to be tasks that are not reactive, they are proactive. In other words, I do the task, there's long-term benefits from it, and it's not a one-time thing. I'm not reacting to someone else's request. I'm purposely creating something which is going to benefit me for the long term. Now, here's what's in this for you. If you want to join me on this, we'll create a Facebook group, and I'll put the link below this video, and you can join for free, of course. There's no cost or anything. But all I want you to do, if you want to be in the group, is you've got to tell everyone in the group, what do you plan to do for the next 10 days? And it's got to be something that's going to benefit you in your future. It could be something to do with work, your career. It could be something to do with fitness, your health, what you're eating. It's just going to be important to you. And it's got to push you outside of your comfort zone. That's the important part. It's got to be a little bit uncomfortable, like getting up really early in the morning when you don't typically like to do that. Whatever that is for you. So you're going to announce it in the group if you want to be a part of this. Everyone else in the group will help to hold you accountable. Okay, just as I expect everyone in the group to help hold me accountable. And I will put in place consequences as well. So if you catch me not getting up at the time I said, 5:30, if I don't provide the proof, then I'll make you a deal. I'll PayPal you $100. You can call me out in the group, okay, in front of everyone. So I'll do it for 10 days, starting from tomorrow. I like to do these little experiments because even though there's a little voice in my head right now saying, what are you doing? Why would you do this? I know that this forces me to get more important things done and just shake up those routines where you get too comfortable. So if you want to join me on this, join the group. I'll put a link to the Facebook group somewhere below. Think about what are the important goals for you that you want to hit over the next 10 days. And then let's do this together. Okay, so I'll see you in the Facebook group.